It's my great pleasure to welcome you. Many people have come from far and wide, even Norway. We're thrilled. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. I think we have, as you can see from our program, a very rich and interesting symposium that will be held today until this afternoon. So thank you so much for joining us. We would be remiss if we didn't give a handful of profound thank yous as we begin this symposium to so many people who have made this exhibition and this symposium possible. And of course, as you know, and hopefully we'll have a chance to go visit the exhibition that is just across the way. This exhibition across the west and towards the north, Norwegian and American landscape photography, will be open until July. So we hope you come again and again. We hope you come back and enjoy it and bring others and spread the word. It is a beautiful exhibition, and I think you'll see and gain even more insights by being with us today. We are profoundly grateful for a handful of people that we actually have these photographs here with us. So let me just say a few words. Ron Perishow has graciously lent many of his photographs to this collection, and Ron and Kathy have come in to visit and to be here. We'll hear from him later in the afternoon, but we are so grateful that you have so generously lent these photographs. This is an incredible opportunity for us to see photographs of this caliber here in our museum. On the Norwegian side, the picture gallery at the University of Bergen has also been very generous to lend these photographs, many of which Marta will talk about later, that rarely get seen. So on all sides, this is a very rare and unique opportunity to see these 19th century photographs across the hallway that we are so grateful. And particularly to Shannon Egan and Marta Fjellestad, whom you'll hear from shortly, that were the co-curators of this exhibition, and I'll talk a little bit more about them later. This symposium has been sponsored by the BYU Scandinavian Studies, several of whom I see here with us, so we're very grateful to Nate Kramer, who helped as we negotiated this, and to the Scandinavian Studies here at BYU. And thank you to those of you and Scandinavian Studies students that are with us. We're very grateful for this kind of collaboration and exchange. And we're also, as you enjoy the museum, this has been the dedicated work of a lot of our museum staff, from our very dedicated registration team, Trevor Waite and Tiffany Wixom, our head of fabrication, John Adams, our designers, Anna Bates and Jeff Barney, who made it look as beautiful as it looks, and also our head of education, Dr. Philip Motzel, who organized this symposium today. So to all of the museum staff, I express such gratitude. It is an honor to work with such dedicated and talented colleagues. So thank you to all of them. We were deeply hoping for this symposium that we would have a very beautiful printed catalog to be available for you in the store. Unfortunately, there have been a lot of paper shortages and delays, so we are still waiting for that. But we have Hannah, who's here. Hannah from the University of Utah Press is here and has graciously brought a sample of that printed catalog that you see kind of on the piano here, and has offered to kind of take pre-orders if you would like to order that catalog that is on its way. And then in the meantime, we also have a lovely, this kind of slim brochure of the exhibition. It doesn't contain all of the essays that are in that book, so one doesn't exclude the other. Please look at both of these. This has also been beautifully illustrated and is up in the museum store, should you be interested in that as well. So keep those things in mind. We encourage you to include things on your social media about this exhibition and this symposium. Our marketer, Riley Lewis, is going to be having some of his students live tweet things from our speakers. So that will be very exciting, and has said you can use the hashtag MOA Symposium if you would like to contribute to that or add things. So that's a fun way to keep this alive and going. And the other way that we will keep this going in the future is we're going to be recording, which is why we'll be using microphones. This room, it has really great acoustics, so sometimes we don't need them, but because we're going to be recording and then posting some of these talks later, we'll use those and also ask you to use microphones when we do some Q&A talks later. So I think those are some of the most kind of housekeeping types of things. The other word is to thank you to those of you who are on campus are kind of coming and going with classes, and I know that that may need to happen in the middle and as we go forward in the day. So if you do need to leave, just please do so quietly and in between speakers. That will help us with our recording sounds as well. So those are the kind of housekeeping things. And then let me just say a quick word on a personal note. This exhibition has really been a joy to work on and to participate with very gracious colleagues. And also, I think, touches a personal note for a lot of us. As many of you know, Utah is a place of a lot of Scandinavian love, Scandinavian immigrants and heritage. So many years ago at CAA, when Shannon Egan came to talk to me and to my colleague Kenneth Hartvickson, our curator of American art, we were delighted to think about this exhibition. And it feels like that's been a long time ago now, Shannon. Many years ago when we began to kind of envision this, and Utah seemed to be such a perfect place for this, which when we have this deep and rich love for many things Scandinavian. As someone who is the daughter of a Danish immigrant, that also has a deep connection to me. So I think many of us will find that this is the perfect place for this exhibition. In addition to that, kind of moving beyond just our personal connections, I think as you go through the exhibition, the idea of landscape and geography and geology, all of these things that are around us every day, particularly in places where we live, grow up, they become a part of our identity and of who we are and how we think about ourselves. I know for myself, having grown up in Utah, the mountains are a big part of what I see every day and how I define myself and how I know directions even. And I think, as these artists in the 19th century were defining what the West was, these photographs really have defined how we think about the West. And it has also articulated for others who weren't in the West, but also those who were in the West, our habits, our culture, our identity is what we see around us. And I think that is also true in the Norwegian photographs, whether around mountains or fjords. It is that landscape that becomes an extension of our home and who we are. And we will continue seeing some of those insights from our speakers today. So that said, we will follow this program as we go forward. And again, thank you so much for being here.